Alright, hey guys, so I had quite a few people ask me if the Square Enix Eidos Anthology is worth picking up, so I thought I'd just make a video on it and just share what I think are the highlights of this bundle. So it's $39.24, it's 95% off, so you are saving a whole load of money. I think you're saving, let's see down here, $745. That sounds like quite a bit. And as you can see, there's a lot listed here. It shows at the top that there's 54 games in total, which obviously seems great, but a lot of these games you'll probably never play, especially considering a lot of them are very old titles. So I'm going to go through what I think are the best titles in the bundle, and then you can make up your mind. And keep in mind there is a ton of DLC that goes along with this as well. So let's start off with Thief. This is a first-person action stealth game. I guess you can compare it a little bit to the Dishonored series, but Thief is a little bit more atmospheric and focuses a bit more on stealing things rather than combat. It's certainly a good game to pick up in this bundle, especially at this price. Next we have Life is Strange. This is an overwhelmingly positive story-driven adventure game. It's primarily a visual story where you have influence over the character's choices. While I'm not personally the biggest fan of this genre, I will say that most people absolutely love Life is Strange, and I'd highly encourage you guys to try it out. Following that, we have Just Cause 3. I've played through this game from start to finish, including all of the expansions. It's an epic open-world action game with destructible environments. It's extremely over-the-top fun, and I love the wingsuit edition, and the expansions were also a joy to play. The only drawback to the game is the story I felt was absolutely garbage, but other than that, the gameplay is excellent, and I really enjoyed the game overall. Next we have Tomb Raider. This is the one that came out in 2013. This is the origin story of Lara Croft. In essence, it's a third-person action-adventure game where you end up shipwrecked on a mysterious island and have to fight your way through to survive. I absolutely love this one, and following that you also get Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is the sequel. Again, it has some amazing graphics, there's loads to explore, there's new Arctic environments in this one. I may not have liked the story as much as the previous game, but I did still love the gameplay, and it's certainly one of the best games in this bundle, and I highly encourage you guys to play the newer Tomb Raider games. And then there's Deus Ex Mankind Divided. This is the newest Deus Ex game. It's a sci-fi cyberpunk style stealth action game. If you like futuristic style games, there's a lot to love here story-wise. You also get the previous Deus Ex game, Human Evolution, which are both very innovative and unique experiences overall. So if you like shooters and stealth games, I highly recommend the Deus Ex series. And the final game I wanted to mention is Sleeping Dogs. I describe this as an Asian Grand Theft Auto. It sets place in Hong Kong. It's an open world action game that focuses a lot more on hand-to-hand combat than the likes of Grand Theft Auto, but I still find the entire game to be very enjoyable. It had a great story, solid gameplay, and it offered a lot of content as well, especially with the DLC. So it's definitely worth playing through, and they recently remastered the game, so that's fantastic. Alright, so those were all the games that I wanted to personally mention in this bundle. So that was about 7 or 8 games there. If you value those at about $5 each, that would more than make up the price of the bundle, which is at $40. But as you can see here, there's actually 54 games total. So there's a lot of older games, a lot of old titles. A lot of these would be just nice to have in your collection, but I couldn't imagine you playing through all of them. And you can also see here there is a crazy amount of DLC. So all the games that I mentioned, you get the entirety of the DLC, all the expansions, and that really adds up to a lot of money. But I think those were probably the best games out of the bundle. So if you're like trying to think if it's worthwhile or not, I would just look at the games that I mentioned here in this video. Just question yourself if you're planning on playing through any of them, or how many you're planning on playing through, and just justify if that's worth $40 or not. Personally, I think the bundle's great. I love Square Enix as a publisher, and I love almost all of their games overall. So they certainly pack a lot of content into their games. A lot of the games that I mentioned, like the Tomb Raider, Sleeping Dogs, Just Cause 3, Deus Ex, etc., a lot of these games have well over 20 hours worth of content. Some of them have over like 30 hours. So you're going to be getting a lot of content if you decide to purchase this bundle, and it'll definitely hold you over for a while. So yeah, that's all I had to say in this video. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.